Yes, hi. This is Jake Rapoport, and this is my organizational case study for my company called Starpoint Publishing, which is responsible for our newsletter slash website called Winning Points, as you can see right here. Basically, we publish a sports newsletter every week, as well as some online content, but the newsletter is our main feature. We've been doing this for roughly 45 years at this point. Nowadays, about 90% of our business is online. So we publish a PDF every week, and we have customers that download it. We have a very small percentage that we mail out manually, but most of the people go online and download it themselves. So having up-to-date computers and publishing software has become very important for us. My boss slash editor has a setup which he has used for a long time now, as we'll get into, that he finds good enough. He's not one for technology, so it works for him. That being said, there are way better ways to make his time, more efficient and better used, as well as providing safeguards for, hardware failure and things like that. Basically, with a little bit of money, we can upgrade, make huge amount of gains in our current setup, providing him added functionality, more efficient work, just better newsletter and better process for him. So I guess we can get into that. As you see, this our newsletter. Our website isn't exactly the most updated piece of web design in the world, but our customers don't necessarily demand more, and it's very functional. It's good enough for what we do, so we're not going to focus on that today. What we will focus on is on the hardware. So we've been using our main publishing piece of hardware is a very old laptop, roughly 2001, as you can see here in the evolution of the MacBook. It is ancient. It's PowerBook G4 Titanium. Does have a CD drive, which I guess is impressive. It actually still works. The screen is a little dim. There's not many colors, but it does work. It uses Quark software, which is the main usage for publishing a newsletter. There's no way to really scroll around such a huge document, which could take up the space of a 27-inch monitor or so, as we'll get into. Basically, he makes it work. It's not efficient. It takes forever. He has to be very careful with the way he does things. He can't move the laptop because, you don't want to break it and there's no backup. It's not an ideal setup. So the main options that I wanted to do with regards to hardware there were two options. One is to get a new laptop, just to replace this, get new software, let him keep doing what he's doing. The main choice here would be a MacBook Pro. This is largely a Mac Office, except for one piece of hardware for a mailing machine, but again, different issue, different day. The options here, you'd want to kind of future-proof this. So we would be looking for this model right here, which is a 15-inch. So it would be a slightly bigger screen. The hardware would be more powerful enough for 5 years, 6 years of replacements. He would probably let this go a long time given the old one, but we'll say that. The Retina display would allow him higher resolution to look at the document. You see more of the document, significantly more of the document than he does now. This would be a good replacement. It would allow him to work on the go should he desire that, though he currently does not. This would get confusing as you have two computers back and forth. We do have a Dropbox to provide cloud storage setup, but again, that comes later. This is one option. The other option that I do like, a little better actually, and it is significantly more cost effective, would be to buy a monitor. And this monitor would be roughly 27 inches. It's just an enormous size, and because when you have such a large document, usually 8 to 12 pages depending on the week, there's a lot to go through, and either moving stuff around, and it's just so much easier if you have a lot of real estate to work with. As you can see, there's plenty of choices here. You go on something like Amazon, there's a ton of them, and they're so cost effective. So instead of purchasing a laptop like this, which costs $2,500 and is a great piece of hardware, for $229, we can connect this monitor to an existing iMac, which is probably 2 or 3 years old and good enough, and which he does not use for publishing. He uses it for writing and information. You connect this monitor, and then you add on updated software to the iMac. All of a sudden, you have two 27-inch screens, which allow for it's the publisher's dream. You have a huge document on one side, you have your information the other. You can move back and forth. It would be such a smoother process rather than everything crammed into this 13.5-inch screen where you have to kind of slide around. It's just there's no. I've seen him use it. It does not work that well. This would allow him to have a huge full document, every stat you could ever look at, and it would just make the process fantastic. As you can see, the price is just amazing. $229 for this monitor, which is what, less than 10% of the price of the Mac. And plus, in the future, if you really want to get a Mac to move, be able to move around a bit, if he goes on vacation, he could still work and things like that. It would be able to add it very easily. The reason to be able to add it very easily is because we would have cloud software. So that would come here. We would use Adobe Creative Cloud. Adobe Creative Cloud is a subscription plan set up by Adobe. So it has all the familiar software such as Adobe Reader, Adobe Photoshop, and what we would use, Adobe InDesign, which would replace Quark. As you can see, the main subscription for business, which we would use, would have all these different software, Lightroom, all sorts, Photoshop to make, graphical editing, which you do a little bit of just for logos and pictures, which we would use. It would make that much easier. Where this gets really good is the fact that for a business, you can set it up with a cloud. So you would be able to just download. It would basically download onto your computer. Everything is stored in the cloud. You get storage. You store your documents there. You get new typefaces, new fonts. Everything is accessible right through the cloud. It's extremely easy. The cloud backup, which would be included, would allow other users, it would allow us to add other licenses and other users, such as we have offsite writers and editors who would be able to maybe access documents. It makes the whole process so easy. There's no hardware to fail. Everything is backed up on the cloud. You basically, worst case scenario, if the iMac dies and we need to get a new laptop, you download the cloud software and everything is there exactly how you like to use it. It makes life so much easier. And it would, more importantly, it would update software. That Quark software that we have has not been updated, and realistically, it may never have been updated. So this would have, besides support for someone who would have to change software like he would, so would he be able to have help in learning the new features, which would all be included. It would back up everything. It would, every day it would be updated. So you have new features, new bugs. The software would just be ideal every single time. He wouldn't have to change anything. So it would even set to update automatically. So he doesn't have to do anything. It always works and always good for him. So my recommendation, well, obviously I'll start with the software. Adobe Creative Cloud is the only way to go for us. It's $59.99, $49.99 per month per user. Right now, we would start off with one user. If we wanted to add one for one of our offsite editors who's involved in a little bit of the production process, we could do that very easily. He could access the same documents we have here. There'll be a seamless transition between one person working and another person working. It's all help, be very useful collaboratively. So software would be very easy. Creative Cloud is the way to go, and we're almost certainly going to do that. For software, as useful would be to have an extra computer lying around, especially like a brand new one. Right now for this office, the best cost-effective way to get this monitor is a Dell. Huge space, great quality. It's got a nice stand. It's a very quality monitor. He'd have so much space. You get rid of this old laptop, which is frail, and you replace it with a laptop which is almost twice the size. You have so much real estate. And plus with the resolution, you get more than twice the size actually. So this would allow him just to be a more efficient production process. So I'm going to actually, I'm going to recommend these to my boss, present him these ideas, show him how much for just a little bit of money outlay, because he's paying for the software anyway, so that doesn't even change. So for a little bit of hardware, which for $229, not that much really, for someone who is willing to upgrade the hardware, if it really helps him, it's just he's never really had to. Now this would really help him and just move him into the 21st century when he's using hardware and software from 2001. 21st century, but you know what I mean. It's just a major upgrade. Make it more efficient, better work, better job for him, and then in the end, better product for our customers. And that is the whole point of this. So thank you for listening. This has been my case study screencast. Thank you.